Mystica fragrans, otherwise known as nutmeg. And we're going to dive in here because this is a very popularly used culinary herb. It's also a medicine. And I'm going to give you a few tips because knowing how to use it as a culinary herb is going to help you know how to use it medicinally in terms of quantities and dosing and flavor profiles, all very important and an integral part of using any healing substance. So, nutmeg is one of the ingredients that's very common. It's one of the key ingredients in what's known as the Chinese 5-spice powder. And that includes star anise, cloves, Chinese cinnamon, Szechuan pepper, fennel seeds. Awesome, right? It's a really delicious spice. And some of the recipes can also sometimes contain ginger root, turmeric, cardamom, orange peel, or licorice. So there's a little bit of variety in there. It's a great rub for pork, chicken, fish, as you can imagine. Now, quickly, visit my other video to find out about diving in deeper about the difference between mace and nutmeg. But just to clarify here, in case you haven't watched it, mace and nutmeg come from the same exact tree. Mace is the outer red sort of netting, or that's on the outside of the nutmeg seed. And nutmeg is, of course, the seed itself and is generally created from a variety of mystica plants. All their seeds are brought together to create what's commonly sold as nutmeg powders, etc. Small, round, heavy nutmeg is considered the best quality. So larger is not better here. Larger, longer, lighter, drier, less marbled seeds are considered inferior form. And this all plays into flavoring and aromatic properties. So really important. Those things are very important medicinally as well as when you're cooking. Be aware, there's a lot of fraud in the nutmeg industry. So they'll say things like, the best oil of nutmeg or nutmeg butter is going to be imported from the East Indies and it's going to be in stone jars. Pay attention to labels, pay attention to your brand so that you know you're using something that's reputable. Nutmeg's been used traditionally as a preservative. It's got a long history that way. So it was absolutely prized in the Middle Ages, medieval times, as a flavor, as a medicine, and as this preservative for foods. There wasn't refrigeration, considered able to ward off plague. And you can imagine with some of its healing medicinal properties, not only did it help preserve food, but it was preventing bacterial, E. coli, things like this. So it won't last forever. But when you were traveling long distance and needed to keep meats, fish, chicken, etc. happy, nutmeg is one of the spices that was used to do this. Nutmeg is considered to have a nice, warm, nutty flavor, slightly sweet, little notes of mint, eucalyptus, cardamom, that pine. You can see all these aromatic properties, right? So there you have it, some new ways of thinking about nutmeg when you're going to use it in dishes. And it's used around the world, in India, garam masala, in China with this 5-spice flavoring, in Europe. It's just got a Middle Eastern cuisine, of course. So it's just definitely one of those spices that adds nuance to your foods and a wealth of medicinal and nutritional properties.